the incomparable Kristin Chenoweth with us today. Hi, Kristin.
Hi.
I have to tell you, it's so nice to speak with you again, because I'm sure you don't remember in the melee of backstage at Fashion Week, but I interviewed you backstage at the Carmen Mark Valvo show, who I know is one of your absolute favorites.
Oh, he is one of my absolute favorites. His designs are so good.
And you know what you said during that interview, which I thought was so fantastic, because, you know, our network does programming for women over 40, and our mantra is stylish, healthy, and informed. And we really talk about, you know, trying to look and feel and be the best you can be, but we come in so many shapes and sizes. And during that interview, you said to me that you love him because he's designing for, you know, taller, bigger gals, and he's designing for women your size.
Yeah, I loved it and I love him because you can look at the runway models, and you know these girls aren't small,
right?
But I could also buy what they're wearing, and it's going to look, you know, pretty good on me too.
Well, and you look fantastic Sunday night, and I hear through the grapevine that was vintage. Oh, no, I forgot who you wore.
Yeah, vintage Cavalli.
Cavalli, that's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I tell you what, I've had that dress in my closet for a long time, and I've worn it in a concert with Placido Domingo, and I've worn it in a photo shoot. And I thought, you know what? I know that in fashion we're not supposed to repeat a gown.
Forget that,
yeah, I just thought this is a time in our economy and in our world that we should be pulling out dresses and you know, putting them back on and being proud to wear them even though we've worn them before and all that stuff. So
well, I love that about you, and I have to say, in reading A Little Bit Wicked, and it is absolutely one of my entertainment picks for this week, and I'm encouraging all my listeners, you have to buy the book.
Thank you.
Is that you are so, I hate to say it, so real, because that just sounds cliche, but you're really, you don't forget where you came from. And it reminds me of that saying, you know, dance with the one who brung you. And, you know, I can say that because my family is from Okmulgee.
What? No way.
Yes, indeed.
I can't believe it. You really have a little bit of Oklahoma in you. That's so fabulous.
And a little bit of Cherokee. I'm a quarter Cherokee, too.
Oh, my gosh. We have so much in common. That's crazy.
Oh, my God. But, you know, that, I mean, it means something no matter where you come from, Oklahoma or California or wherever.
Yeah.
The point is that kind of to remember your roots and to don't forget those basics, right?
Well, it's so true. And thank you for, first of all, thank you. And secondly, thank you for bringing that up, because if you forget, you know, where you're from, who you are, your roots, all that stuff, it's a part of you. And, you know, it does. Those are the key things that keep your feet on the ground and all that stuff. So. Well,
and you have, I have to say, I know that this is going to be one of many books because, girl, you do not stop. You know, one of the things I love is that you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to work. You're not, you know, you just plow right through.
You do, and thank you. I do try to do that. My mom has been a huge influence in my life, and I've watched her pull through cancer. In my lifetime, twice. They adopted me because she had cancer. So 3 times. And, I mean, if she can do that, then I guess maybe that's been a great example for me of, well, if you know, you only grow through failure. And when I look back in my life, I was just the commencement speaker at a university a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about, you know, the things I've learned so far. And as wonderful as, like, winning and being on top and having a great concert and all those things are, and they are. The time that you learn and the times that you grow is through the times that you fail. And, you know, character is what you're doing when no one's looking. And
I love that. That's
so
a T-shirt.
It is. my mom had...
We need to bedazzled on a t-shirt.
Oh, let's bedazzle it. Can we please? Private Mark Valvo, that should be on your next runway. Right. So anyway, I think, you know, I do have those roots. I did have a great family, and, you know, I'm lucky.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the book and relationships, because, you know, we really do relate to you out there, you know, because you have been very public about your ups and downs, and you call them on again, off again times with Aaron Sorkin. And
yes.
Were you really the girl, and you know, that he based, you know, the character on, and the whole thing, and you say that absolutely not.
Well, he asked me if in the show Studio 60 if he could write a role that was inspired by me, and I said, you bet. I mean, that's a very big, that's sweet, and I took it as a compliment, and if I could be an inspiration. It's like a guy writing
you a love song, you know, it's very...
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, who wouldn't want that?
Nobody. I mean, I was like, sure. Where it gets tricky is then, of course, then people think that is you to a T.
Right.
And then when the character does something that nobody likes, they think, oh, that's you, that happened to you, that's what you did. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. And, of course, there are things that were very close to home, and so it was kind of a, like, gray line. So, you know, we both kind of cracked up, and, you know, he was very sweet and very supportive of when I would be like, hey, that character really isn't for, like, gay rights, and I am, and now I'm getting this hate mail, you know?
Right.
So he was like, I'm so sorry, oh, my gosh. So it was a learning experience, and also it was a compliment, you know, please.
But I think that happens in all of our lives, you know, in these relationships with different men or women or whoever, you know, whatever your proclivity is. But, you know, sometimes you go into a situation and you think that it's going to be one thing and it turns out to be something else. And I think, you know, again, back to what the common thread in your book is, you know, you deal with it, you learn from it, and you push on. I mean, you're talking about even, I mean, you do have gays, let's face it. You've got a loyal gay audience, which is so amazing. And you even talk about in the book that it was really tough when the whole 700 Club hoo-ha happened, that, you know, a lot of your gay fans are saying, what is she doing sitting on the couch with, you know, with Robertson because of his, you know, anti-gay.
Yeah, and, you know, when I look back and I think about it, I would think if you know, I might be asking the same question. I was actually interviewed by, I cannot remember her name, and she's actually a lovely woman. She was a former Miss America, and she's one of the hosts on the 700 Club. And I plead ignorance because I was ignorant. I don't really follow the 700 Club and their views. When I was told it was a Christian talk show, I was like, cool, I'll go on. My second album was spiritual in nature. And you know, used it as a time to talk about how we as people of faith really need to be more accepting and loving and tolerant of people who don't believe like us, don't have the same lifestyles, and live our life in non-judgment.
Right.
And, you know, that the message was there, but unfortunately the appearance was there too.
Right.
So if I had it to do over again, would I do the 700 Club? No.
But you're definitive about that. Well, you talk about it in the book. I bring it up because you talk about it in the book.
Yeah,
absolutely. Things you're very transparent about. And
yes.
You
of course.